So legends is quite a subjective word. I guess when you hear that as an audience member, you might be like, legend and you think of a certain person. For me, I've got a few people that I think of as legends in my life and people that I just know of because I look them up on the internet. There's a movie called Legend. Tom Cruise is in it. Tim Curry was in it. He's got very heavy horns in that movie. I haven't seen it, but I've seen a review on it. I recently walked down the street and thought that I'd just seen a photo of the person I think is the biggest legend. I thought it was Sacha Baron Cohen in a frame, and then after standing there and taking a photo of it, I realised it was Queen. Let's go talk to some legends that are better than him.
Was it good?
It was awesome.
Good joking.
Maybe.
Are we on now, are we?
Yeah, so here we are, legends. Thanks for coming, Seattle. Good to have you here.
Yes. From DUMB PUNTS fame?
Yeah, from DUMB PUNTS.
Have you watched this show before, Seattle, and have you thought to yourself, whoa, legends?
Yes.
Did you come onto our podcast and just lie?
No.
Good. A
Welcome
good, honest
then.
podcast. I feel good about this one.
Honesty is key.
That's what you do look for in a podcast guest.
That was just win-win for you though. Like you were just like,
I was happy either way.
my friend didn't lie. Thinks I'm a legend.
It's a great start.
For our guests that don't know CIARN is in or Seattle as we call her, is in a really good band, DUMB PUNTS. She's also, she drums and plays guitar and sings in that band. Not all at the same time, but she's awesome and it's good to have her on the podcast today. Cheers, mate.
Good to be here.
Also on the podcast today we have a lava lamp which has not yet been warmed up to its full potential, but I've been assured at some stage this is going to start lavering.
Within a 5-minute period.
Yeah, so that
Any 5-minute period.
it doesn't take 5 minutes to warm up, but at some stage there'll be a 5-minute period between it being solid and then being proper lava and nice liquidy zhuzh.
And what it's meant to be, I guess.
Is it larvae?
No, that's multiple insect grubs.
Gross? Or growths?
All part of grubs.
Grubs.
Yeah, like grubs, like white worms. Like
Yeah.
little Ku Klux Klan worms.
Oh, you're saying growths.
Anyway, so let's get on to the legends. What does everyone take away from the term legends? Like we've obviously got different points of view.
Yeah, I guess a legend is someone who's...
Well, let's go this way. I say legend. Well, let's just get down to the nuts and bolts. What in your planning for this podcast, what did you take away and what did you think about in terms of legend?
Well, I think a legend is just someone who has done something that could really fuck them up, or they could spectacularly fail, and they didn't. And through some combination of luck or probably skill, a legend becomes a legend by like taking a massive risk and pulling through.
Reason I was getting that is because I saw your...
And then they die maybe, I don't know.
I saw your notes for today because you wrote them like literally half hour before we got here. On my pad where I'd written my notes. and you wrote 3 words, and on one side you wrote myths. And so I guess you're saying there's either stories of people doing exactly what you said, someone who's done something cool, or someone
superhuman,
someone's got fucked up. And it might not be true, or it might be true. But either way, it's either a legend, you know. What was the other couple of words? Had written down.
Not for any particular reason. I mean, he's a good dude, and when he dies, he will probably be known as a legend. But I just had Will Smith purely just for the fact he made a movie proclaiming himself. Proclaiming himself.
Do you think he made up the title and everything for that movie as well?
That movie's about Will Smith.
Have you even seen I Am Legend? Have you seen the movie?
I Am Legend.
Well, okay, mate, we'll be the judge.
Did you think it was a bio?
I was a biopic. Manhattan really is
Look,
that
if
way.
you're the only man, you're the only fucking human left in the world, you get to make all the movies.
Okay,
So you're saying this is ideal.
He just set up fucking iPods around.
So it's a future biography. So he's written it, he's done his biopic, and he's like, well, while I'm here, I might do my 5-year plan.
Do you believe Will Smith's on a different timeline or something? Like he's on a different timeline where he's just making all these movies.
Look, I wouldn't call my own movie I Am Legend.
You're not
It's not his movie.
So Yarp had in his notes myths and Will Smiths. What did you have, Pam?
I pretty much just had talk about Sacha Baron Cohen. So he, to me, is a legend. There's an element that I don't like about his career, and it's not his fault at all. But all of his early stuff, like Ali-G and Borat and Bruno, when he was on a TV show, to me, that's the best because he gets people in this comfortable situation. Before Louis Theroux did it, before John Safran did it, who I love both of them as well. But he would get them into a place where they're just being completely honest, even about their faults and their horrible views. But then what I didn't like about his career is when the movie Borat came out and then everyone was quoting it with a real bad accent, like, very nice.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
I have to back away.
I put my hand.
I think everyone's done it.
I've also made my own scenes in my own my own terms, like do dirt on the table. But
Say that again.
Borat quotes.
Irish Borat.
You made up your own film. You're Will Smithing yourself.
So yeah, like you're right.
Yeah.
Those quotes are terrible.
They're grating.
But it takes someone up there to inspire a whole realm of fuck asses.
Yeah.
Yeah. Another example.
And to me, that's a legend.
Another example of that is Dave Chappelle, because he can't walk fucking anywhere without someone saying, I am Rick James, bitch, or one of his other famous...
I'm Charlie Murphy.
Just all items up.
What an impersonation.
Yeah, that skit though where Dave Chappelle pretends to be the blind KK member, and he's actually back underneath, and that is one of the best skits I've ever seen in my entire life.
But same thing, the guy himself he's the man. Like, he's done a great job, but he's inspired, in your words, a generation of fuck asses.
Yeah. I agree with you. Sasha?
Yeah.
I mean, to do what he did took fucking balls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a balls and just I guess it's balls and just he doesn't give us like
A certain amount of crazy,
fuck it, I'm
for
married
sure.
to Isla Fisher, and fuck up.
Well, he was doing crazy shit before he got out.
wages.
What's
you know?
what fucking,
Indirect.
what triggers that? Like, what in something makes him go, this could fuck up big time,
Yeah.
but I'm going to fucking do it.
I think he doesn't give a shit.
And other people are like,
The rush for it for sure. I mean, in those situations where he was playing those characters, he must have been rushing hard on some adrenaline.
He's got to be the UK version of Tom Green, but way more successful.
And
Yeah.
better.
and funny.
Way funnier.
I love Tom Green too, but everyone knew that Tom Green had meat all over his face when he's sprinting through the city in a dress. Whereas with Borat, he's like, they think, oh, this guy's from overseas. And apparently for the Borat movie, he didn't shower or wash for the whole duration of like 4 months. So when he'd arrive, instantly they'd be like, oh, and they're just like, oh, yuck, like this guy's for real.
But also, the more famous he got, and maybe that's why his career took that turn, is because you can't do that stuff anymore, because now he's recognised.
Yeah.
Back before he was famous, he was able to do that shit, and now he's had to go the other realm because he can't do that anymore.
And I'm not a fan, I don't like the acting movies that he does.
No,
Yeah.
but he can't go back anymore.
Nah.
He's gone too far.
Yeah.
Hey Timmy, what did you have down?
I also had I Am Legend. The movie.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And but then I also thought of like with legends where sort of the opposite to what Yarp first said about legends who succeed and become legends by, you know, beating the odds and doing something great. I think legends that, you know, accidentally fuck up and then become a legend that way. Like I was talking before, would there be a legend with the Plumbers on Anzac Day when Ryan called in a bomb threat?
It wasn't a bomb threat, it was just not a poo threat.
Okay, tell the story. Let's hear the story then.
Okay, so it was Anzac Day 2016, and what we had done is we'd been up all night partying, and we decided to go to the dawn service wearing suits. So we all got, like we were going to do it respectfully. We'd been up partying, we were still on drugs. We went to the dawn service.
Yeah, so
It was raining, it was long. On drugs, it wasn't fun. We got home, realised we had no more drugs, and there was a long time before the dealer woke up, or before we could get in contact with the dealer, or in fact before the bottle store opened. And so we had to fuck around for ages, and we were just sitting around my house, and it was raining. It started raining really hard, and I just live in a shitty small terrace house, so it's like everyone's stuck in a room, and it was quite sort of stir crazy, and it was like I needed to have a shit, like a good old drug poo, and so I went to the toilet and I had a shit, and then I was like, while I was having a shit, I thought of this really fucking funny idea. I was like, cool, I'm going to do this. Having my shit, did my shit, came out, grabbed my phone, and I called up and I fucking looked up City West Water, called up, and I said, hello, is this City West Water? They're like, yes, that's correct. And I said, how many people you got on today? And they're like, what? And I was like, you ain't got a skeleton crew because it's a public holiday, do you? Because I reckon you're going to need quite a few on today because there's something big coming your way. And I was like, look, there's calling Smitty, calling Joey, open up all the gates because there is something huge coming your way. And then I started feeling awkward, and I was like, look, that's all I can say, I got to go. Hang up the phone. And everyone was like, oh, that's funny, because I told them the context, and I told them what it was about. One thing I had failed to do was tell the woman on the phone at City West Water what it was about. I told all my mates, I've just done the biggest fucking shit in the world. I'm going to call up, the water treatment place and just let them know there's something coming. Forgot to say, oh, it's a poo. And Melbourne, I don't know if you remember last year, was on a heightened terrorism alert because there'd been threats from a couple of extremist groups saying they were going to take random Australians and behead them, and they were going to kill a police officer, all these horrible threats. And that Melbourne was in that state. And so then what happened is about half an hour later, I got a phone call. Hello, this is Senior Constable Smith. What information can you give me about this threat to City West Water? And I was like, instantly clicked, and I realised I had not said, oh, it was a shit. And I was like, oh, no, oh, fuck, no. And I was like, look, I realised how this sounds, what it would have sounded like. I was just having fun with my mates. I had a big shit and thought it'd be funny to call up the water treatment place and say there's something big coming. And I was like, and now I realise I never once ever said it was a shit, and she could have thought it was a bomb. And he goes, you're fucking kidding, aren't you? And I was like, nah, man, I'm so sorry.
I've got so much bullshit to deal with.
And I was like, no way, I'm so sorry. And he goes, mate, you call up people and you make a joke like that, and alarm bells start ringing fucking so high up you don't even know about it. And what was fucking shit? After he hung up, I was like, that phrase stuck with me, and I was like, who knows about my poo?
How far over did it go?
And I was like, does Malcolm know about my poo? Does Daniel Andrews know about my poop? I'm like, I want to know who knew about my poop from that level. Yeah, so
That's real good.
yeah.
But my point on that was, do you think that the people at City West Water, do you think every Anzac Day they bring up that story that you're a legend around them? I reckon you would be.
Do you reckon I'm now folklore?
They would talk about it.
Yeah, for sure.
They'd be like, remember that motherfucker?
Do you reckon they play the recording from that phone call?
I hope they
both
do.
phone calls.
Oh, yeah.
They've got the recording
quality.
of both of them, and they play it to recruits,
now part of their
police
training
recruits.
program.
They're like, all right, it's been a long day of full-on seminars. How about we play some outtakes just to reinvigorate everyone's brain?
How to distinguish a real threat from bullshit?
from a poo threat.
Yeah. No, look, I'd hope so. Yeah. Seattle, did you do any planning coming into this in terms of legends?
did.
Well, what's your take on a legend?
I don't know. I use that term pretty broadly. It's just
It has become pretty
yeah,
cool.
I call a lot of people, but I know a lot of really good people.
Would you say that your enthusiasm when you use that word towards somebody varies in degree on how much you think they are a legend, though? Would it be like someone that you kind of like, oh, good day, legend, and then when you see old, Cammy boy floating around, you go, good day, legend.
Yeah, it's like I used to use it a lot and be like, hey, legend, when I couldn't remember people's names, which is like that like it's the same as mate, I suppose. But now I use it more so for people who I'm like, yeah, you're a fucking legend. Like, they got to be someone that just makes you feel good, and like when you're a legend. For me, a legend is like someone who I'm around and I'm just like sick.
They make you
they make you feel good, and they're like the kind of people that you don't forget easy.
Who's your number one legend right now? Does it vary from time to time?
Oh,
Yeah.
I've got. There's so many legends.
Who's on the
life.
top of the ladder right now? Who's king or queen of the legends?
Razor.
King of the legends right now. I'm gonna say Brenny
Breno.
Oh, nice.
for today.
Also
and
from
the
DUMB
last
PUNTS.
couple of days. Yeah,
And why's that?
because he's just the best.
He's just the best.
He is. Yeah, he really is.
You had a pretty big night last night with Breno.
Oh, and yeah, the Dingo and Schmitty as well. Like, there's so many. It's psycho.
What was your breakfast this morning?
I had, I tried to have corn fritters from El Mirage, which is this cafe down the road from Blythe Street, where we lived, and I used to go there all the time, and they do these bullshit corn fritters, and I've never had better ones ever. And I was like, this morning at 5 a.m. when I was still awake, I was talking about breakfast, and then I woke up at like 11. Was heaps hungover, and I was like, oh, I got this idea in my brain that I need to go get breakfast, and then I went and got it, and had a bit of a spew in the toilet.
There's bullshit in these days.
It's
man,
good.
Yeah.
There's a
Because
lot
I would've said-
the 90s bad.
I would have said that.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, that's bullshit. Bullshit's never ever been good in my brain.
Could you trade? Could you move to it?
Easily.
If society's going that way, I'm not going to be a fucking.
You gotta
I'm
be
not
more
gonna that
positive,
one
come
pig
on.
Stuck in the fucking in the hard rock that you've just fucking finished a festival and the pig won't come out, so you slide your tent around out from the pig and you just like fucking stay in the ground pig. I'm not going to be that pig. I'm going to be a pig that comes out with the rest of the other people saying.
You don't want to be that pig that gets used for training about calls that get called up for bomb and poo threats.
No. Yeah, I do. I do actually. Anyways, all right. So we went round everyone's thing. I left myself last because
You didn't want to be interrupted.
Because of course you did.
no.
It's a build-up, isn't it?
Feel free to go along because I've got no problem.
Because you've got no choice.
Mate, no, I've been doing Bommyknockers the same amount of time you've been doing it, mate. I know exactly how this goes.
Let's hear it.
But I did leave mine last because I just wanted to see everyone else's because when I was having to sit down trying to think about legends today,
You thought about himself.
I did. But no, I thought of it in an abstract way. I was thinking, I was like, who would find me a legend? And I was like searching for ages. And and then I opened up my phone to Facebook and it said rate Facebook. And I was like, why do you need my fucking...
Because you think I'm a fucking
Why do
legend.
you need a reference from me? And I was like, hang on. Facebook's used by fucking everyone. But there must be some people left. Do you need my recommendation? And I was like, and in my mind, I'm just like...
That's my opinion.
In my mind, I'm like, and I haven't done it. I've been on Facebook 8 years, 9 years, whatever, and I haven't given it a rating. And all I'm imagining is fucking, like, you know those old films where it's like a spaceship and it goes up and it gets into trouble, but there's that whole room full of technicians? That's how I imagine Facebook head office. And it's just a whole bunch of profile pages and there's like a whole bunch of like computer nerds, and then Mark Zuckerberg is wandering around going, how are we doing on that? What's going on down there? You know, do we need it? Do we need a dislike button? Do we need? And it's like,
Has he got a headpiece on, or is he got? Is it holding like he's got a headpiece?
Of course he does.
2 headpieces.
Anyway, and I imagined him being like, Sanjeev, he's got
Why did you want to make him go for that?
It's got to be Indian. I feel like they use the most technology out of any of us these days. I mean, their whole... Right, what does India produce? It produces...
The workforce of programmers.
Yes.
I see what you're getting at.
So it's got to be Sanjeev. And I was like... And he's just been zeroing in Sanjeev, and he's like, Sanjeev, yes, Mark. He's like, how are you going on that 35-year-old, New Zealander expat, works in sales, has he given us a rating yet? No, Mark, send him another notification. And I'm like, do they think I'm a legend?
Make him feel special.
And I'm like, isn't everyone on Facebook like... Is my recommendation, am I going to be the next big thing maybe? They're like, let's put some fucking heat behind this guy. Because, you know...
Were you smiling in silence when you imagined it?
I was.
Do you think they might Truman show you?
No, nothing like that.
They just
Nothing
respect his opinions so highly.
I'm like, Facebook has everyone except North Korea and a few other communist countries. And it's like, Facebook has everyone, and their only problem is just making sure that they get the kids. Because basically the only people who aren't on Facebook these days are the few people who find it a little bit too fucking paranoia-inducing for them. And children who aren't allowed to be on it, and children who don't know how to spell enough to remember a password. And I'm like, and fucking out of those 3 things, 66% of them, or even 33% of them, 66% of them.
Which one is that? It's either 66 or 33.
So you've got people who get too paranoid about being Facebook, kids
Yeah.
of different realms. And fucking 33, that's 100%.
No, it's not.
Straight from
It's
Zuckerberg
not.
himself. In a private email, right?
33 is 99.
Facebook message, sorry.
Those three groups make up all of the people that are not on Facebook.
No, there's that other 1%.
That other 1% can be like pets.
Ernst has got an Insta, so it's valid call.
That is
There's always children being made. That's what I'm saying. There's always children being made. How is my You're right. You know, I'm not sure if I want to be on Facebook. Why is that, little Tim? Oh, I don't know. Hang on a second, Tim. Would this change your mind? There's a 35-year-old bloke who lives in Melbourne, who used to live in New Zealand, who works in sales, and he's just given it 4 stars.
Yes, I'm in.
Fuck it, bang! I'm in.
Yeah.
I knew you'd be in, Timmy.
And that's how you're a legend.
Zuckerberg thinks you're a legend.
I must be a legend.
Yeah.
Am I to inspire the next fucking round of Facebook users?
I think
but
so.
I get it for other apps too.
Facebook's not even my only one.
Is there any moment? I'll go to you, Cam. Is there any moment that you've done something and then you've either lain in bed that night or have you walked away and gone, you go down pretty well? Be a legend. Could be considered a legend because of that.
Smith Street job.
Like, is there any moments in your life where you thought that's worthy of legendariness?
The only one that pops into my mind, which I don't even know if I agree with, but I think Timmy might. Timmy, tell me if you think this was legendary behaviour.
Okay.
Is you've told me in the past that your favourite video that I've made is me pretending to be Jared Fogle.
Yeah, I agree with this.
So I made a YouTube video of me dressed as Jared Fogle, and I arrived at something that I knew he was going to be at 5 minutes before him, and then he arrives in the video.
Can we set though what year this is?
Okay, yeah, so this is like 9 years ago.
Yeah, that's important to the story. Yeah, 9 years. We get to that point real quick. It's before.
We all know why it's important to the story.
So Timmy calls me recently, like in the last few months, about a year after Jared Fogle's been in the news for 100% being a creep. And I don't want to go...
A pedophile, wasn't
it? Yeah. And Timmy rings me and he's like, I like your video more now.
Because you played a future pedophile before he was really caught out, and you dressed up as him and waited until he walked into a subway. He was looking at kiddie porn probably that morning, and you were dressed up as him, waiting for him to come into the subway to shake his hand.
I shook his hand.
Oh, show the camera your hand. A pedophile's hand.
Not real.
No, you shook a pedophile's hand as you were dressed up as him.
Yeah.
And pretending to be him.
Yeah.
How far into character did you get?
It was all visual and an accent. That was it. Yeah, so that's all that came into my mind. That's it.
You're a legend in my eyes because of that.
Thanks, man.
If that counts for anything.
There's so many things that you've done that I'm like, wow, that takes some fucking...
Jumping into the beer enclosure.
Oh, yeah.
When you went to that fucking 21st of that girl you didn't know and you did a speech.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's amazing, bro.
And you took her a toaster or something with it?
Yeah, a blender, I think.
Oh, is that a Jaws?
Yeah.
Hearing that.
Yeah.
To me, that's legendary. Like, that is...
Thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're a
I
dead
do.
set legend. Cam's a dead set legend.
I reckon so many legends exist in small groups. So you go on a road trip. Like we've just been in, me, you and Timmy were just at Mikey's birthday in the country.
Yeah.
And we all had a party, and there was legends there, and there was not legends. Some massive not legends.
a contingency of not legends.
As a couple, I'll get to them later. But what I want to know, like, and when you go away, like with your band, like I've done a tour before, fucking, you have best fucking moments when someone's just done something amazing.
Yeah.
And they become instant legends for that tour, and you talk about that moment for ages. Do you reckon the tour brings out a more legendary status, or a legendary thing seems more legendary because you're away? What happens? Do you get the two different?
I think you feel, when you're on tour, you feel like you have the freedom to... you have the freedom to, you feel like you can do whatever you want, and there's no, like...
I used to have the feeling like it was me and my bandmates against the rest of the world, or it was just like us. Like, there's so many people who aren't into our music or don't know us that it's just us. We've got to go out there. We've got to have fun first and foremost. We unknowable. Let's just do this.
Yeah.
Plus, there's also rock stars, and you want to be a rock star as well.
Yeah, I don't think that's not even a thing. When we're away, it's just literally like everyone gets so
to play
pissed.
drums in a fucking band.
No, like the drums are good. Heaps good. It's not the,
Yeah, they're good, mate.
He's saying that you're too humble.
what do you like?
Toot your horn a little bit.
Yeah.
Toot
well,
it.
no, well, no, but we don't. That's
toot
not.
your horn once to Cam, once to Timmy, once to me, and once to
I
Jack.
don't like. I
Nah,
don't
do
like
it.
that. I don't want to toot my horn at fucking either of you.
Well, that's
I'll
your
toot
toot.
my
You
horn.
don't speak for other people's toot. You spoke for your toot. Cam doesn't want his toot.
I don't want my toot.
You don't want it?
No thanks.
That's why
I'll
Cam's
go
a
pick
dead
Cam's
set
one.
legend.
No, you can't hand over your toot.
Yeah, you want it,
drop
but
a
you're not
toot
gonna get it.
instead. Once you drop a toot, it's done.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it? Yeah, it's
So
done
we're not
now.
here to fucking toot
No.
amongst.
Yeah, there's no tooting.
I don't even fucking...
None of us are here to toot except for you, Ryan. You love giving
Ryan
me the
did
toot.
admit to me that when we came here, he admitted that the only note that he'd sort of taken was just, he's like, oh, just sort of myself. He's like, yeah, no, I've just written, like, I've just
Your notes were a toot for yourself. For this, like, you were preparing a toot before you walked in.
Well, the story he told was about Facebooking and he was like,
I said that my notes, I was like, legend, I was like, how can I write notes about people thinking I'm a legend? And that's the Mark Zuckerberg thing.
And Sandeep. And he is going to get fired. He hasn't done his job properly in 8 years.
Yeah, you just
So
called
you
it out.
reckon, how many programmers do you reckon have been fired because they cannot secure my rating for Facebook?
I reckon Sanjeev's like number 15.
Like, do you reckon there's a quota sitting in that control room? No. And Mark Zuckerberg's like, all right, who's like, they've got their most wanted. I must be on that most wanted because I'm getting these fucking.
yeah, it's like the city water place. You
They're like,
know where
alright.
most of them.
Do you reckon,
All the
do you reckon I could end up on a fucking trading card?
Ryan is on some list, Dave. He is on
Trading
some
card.
proper list.
Yeah.
Hardest to get Facebook rating. Like, I could end up on a trading card, like Rookie of the Year, but I've been going 9 years now without fucking. Oh no, it's gone.
So you're not a
bigger,
rookie.
isn't it? 8 years, whatever. We've been going that long without giving Facebook a rating. That's a big long career to not rate it. If that's the sport, if that's the sport, not rating Facebook.
It's a great sport.
I didn't smoke this much weed last time, did I?
So in real life, legend.
What do you mean, real life?
That is not real life.
That doesn't exist. It
Saying for the
doesn't
last
exist.
30 minutes,
100%
it's not real
the
life.
best segue you could do to that last bit. Thank you.
Well done,
So
Yappo.
let's pick a couple each of just legends.
Yeah, right.
Um,
Guy and a girl, or is there,
there's no
come on,
No restrictions on who it is.
there's no restrictions.
let's just see how everyone feels.
Do they have to be famous or not?
This uses a
Yeah, I
social
guess
experiment.
just people who everyone would relate to, like everyone in the
3%
world would go, oh
Bommyknockers.
yeah, I can see what that
Legends.
person would be.
Not female.
Mine, someone who I always think about when I think legend is Flea from the Chili Peppers. It's the way he fucking attacks his music. That's what I'd say about it. Yeah, he goes fucking hard, man. He's still like, he'll be pushing 50 now and he goes harder on stage than I will ever go on stage ever again. And Boss is his instrument, obviously. Probably one of the best, most well-renowned in the world for his instrument. And just fucking goes hard.
So I was laughing about if you realised that you said again.
There was a guy in my brother's here at high school, and they would catch the bus
Too stoned.
like down past like the rich school, and there was this real knob guy, and he went to get on the bus, and one of my brother's friends turned around and goes, "Bus is full," and palms him off the bus. and then around the whole school, like over like the course of the like part of the year, people would go like, instead of like when you palm someone off, you'd say bus is full, and he became a full legend from buses fooling someone off the bus. The original bus is full.
That's the real kind of legend story.
That is-
Like, it's
Is the guy
What's his name?
the guy who pushed someone off the bus a legend?
Yeah, because it was like
Yeah, I feel like
I'm not saying he didn't become the legend. What became was the action that he did became legend.
But
No,
I
he was a
feel
legend
sorry
that-
for the guy that got pushed off the bus.
Yeah, but like think about the palm. Don't put like people's emotions into it.
No, because
No, who do you want to be a legend? Someone that can...
Not the bully.
yeah, not the bully.
I think the guy deserved it. I wasn't there.
So we don't even know, that might have been a poor I'm imagining Forrest Gump. And you like...
So he never ever got to sit next to Jenny on that first day of school.
He got buses full of babies straight on the
that
bus.
is-
Never got to meet Jenny.
I'm not saying it's a
He
good
could have
thing.
become a
Just saying it
pedophile.
happened.
Because, like, if he had nothing else, if he didn't meet Jenny,
Nah.
he would. I reckon he could have been.
No, I reckon he just wouldn't
That's
have,
simple
he wouldn't have
minds.
played ping pong, he wouldn't have gone to war.
If he
but,
got
you know,
buses full.
I think if he got done that, then he's like just sad for ages.
Right,
Forrest Gump became a sex pest.
I don't know,
if he
yeah.
was not
Would
allowed
have
to
been
go.
an even longer
I don't think that
Would've been
clarifies
so-
it.
Yeah, no, this is
Yeah.
simple.
Would've been
This is
so
simple. Let
easy.
you clarify this. Let you clarify this.
So, from the start, a dude, just any old dude? Or was there some kind
Again, this is part of the legend because I wasn't there. I wasn't on the bus.
So you don't know?
It became legend. So
So
who
you're
next?
actually talking about a legend that you don't even know is true.
Yeah.
The whole thing might have been made up.
But you don't know that, like
Oh,
no one knows.
so you
But
was
look,
telling
look
a
at
story.
Jesus. Look at Jesus and all those things. That's still legend. But no
In
one
fact,
knows what actually
in fact.
happened.
This
Nah, it's not fact.
this could
not
actually
fact.
just be Johnny's whispers.
You're not with me anymore.
I know what happened.
Not on that
Someone
one,
wants
Bobby.
Forrest Gump, and then this started a Johnny's
Okay.
whisper.
Cool.
That got us here with you telling that story.
Okay,
Yes.
so to tune into the next podcast, after we do the intro for the next podcast, by then I will have a videoed response from somebody that actually witnessed the bus is full, and we'll be able to clarify then what actually happened.
No, this podcast. Like, it takes
Video evidence.
You could get someone on the phone. You could get someone on the phone
I'll get
right now.
my iPad touch it.
To me, there's about 3 weeks.
Don't pretend you don't know what an iPhone is.
To me, there's about 3 weeks.
We're not going back
from
into the
now
iPod
when
Touch.
People are seeing this on their screens.
Oh yeah, we can have it by then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's actually.
Oh,
it's going to play
Right now, it's going to play 3, 2, 1. Bus is full.
Check the link below, mother.
So back in high school, we had this one big fat mate called Andrew Mann, and every day this Troy Geese guy would say to Andrew, "Get off the bus, cunt." So these other two boys, Judd Perro and Trent Hassam, ran with it, and then they started saying, "Get off the bus, cunt," and started shoving him off the bus. So that's kind of where it started. Poor Andrew, they just shoved him off about 20 stops before he had to get off.
Fuck, bro, I did not realise that was real.
He was disabled. The kid that he pushed was disabled. Bro! Now that we've seen that,
Oh my
Well,
god.
I guess
my
to
legend that I thought of.
you have taught us that not all myths are just fake stories.
thanks for that.
I did not think you
welcome.
knew someone that actually saw that happen. That's fucking bloody.
You are
Yeah.
welcome.
Would there be like every? I don't know, I find it hard to remember, but I'm sure like every
Or you
group,
can
like
fill them in with anything you want.
everyone growing up would have been around that sort of legendary story where something just
I mean,
happened that went through. It didn't stop at like your class or your school or your group or whatever.
it was every year at
It
school.
went around.
Yeah.
That's Johnny at Camp Oputama when we went to camp. Yeah. So this legend.
But, okay, Johnny.
John.
Oputama.
Okay. So every year for ages, since anyone can remember, St Mary's School in Hastings, the Form 2 went to Camp Oputama, or it might have been Frimley School. It was whatever school I was in the last year. Anyway, no, it was.
No, I'm good, man.
Yes. And so every year they went to Camp Oputama and they had about fucking half a dozen to 10 A-frame huts, which had 8 bunks in them. And there was the boys' side and the girls' side, and it was a school camp. in one of the A-frame huts, it was the one that I stayed in, it was the first one. On one of the beds, it was like R.I.P. Johnny. And then our fucking year before us had told us about the camp when they got back from camp when we were in Form 1. And they were like, oh yeah, the ghost of Johnny who died on the Flying Fox.
Oh, wow.
And so Johnny was on this Flying Fox and he came off the end, and the thing that made it so real was this was the fucking biggest Flying Fox any fucking one of us. It was a zip line. It was a zip line that you should not have had fucking, 12-year-old kids on.
Yeah.
It, like, you needed man strength to hold on at the end, and you just got flung into a car tyre. It was fucking brilliant. But you only ever had like 1 or 2 goes, because you had one go because like it was like the whole ride down, it was fucking awesome, and the pain hadn't kicked in from the tyre yet, and you were like, it did hurt initially, you're like, oh yeah, fucking sweet, and that adrenaline kicked in and you didn't even feel any of the pain, and you ran back up and you had another go, second time, hurt. Bad.
Did you realise coming up to the tyre, like about halfway down the zip line, you go, oh no?
Yeah. It was no, those days it was way closer. It was that stuff was fun and carefree, and then you was like, I'll deal with the consequences later, but it was real close to the tie that you could do. Anyway, so it was this rough as guts thing, and everyone thought, believed that this guy Johnny from another camp, like 20 years ago, died on the Flying Fox, and it was just epic, and we all believed it,
And here we are.
I haven't Googled it. I won't. Here's the dumb thing though. So
Should we have a cut right in there where we Google Johnny? What would you type in into Google if you had to Google that
Johnny
right now?
Camp Oputama, Flying Fox death.
And we cut that into our cut of Google right now. 3, 2, 1. Back.
If Care just gets real
No,
busy, it'll just
so
be the continuous shot.
That just proves it's legends can be myths.
Legends can be myths.
Yeah.
And Will Smith.
Once I was away on camp at primary school, and one of the legends that got thrown around, it was sort of up the car workers in Hawke's Bay.
Oh yeah.
That might have even been the name of the camp. Camp Carwicker? Anyway, regardless, all these ghost stories started getting thrown around, and one of them was about
One stuck.
this place that we tramped up there as a class called Armstrong Saddle. The wind apparently is like a little spit of land.
Settled. Was a settle.
It was a saddle.
Seattle.
Cliffs either side, and we got told the story just before bedtime.
Fuck, that's when they really take hold.
Ah.
Give us a moment. You were one of them. The fear was just, oh shit.
So the best fun I've had at camp is shooting those legends. So we waited for a little while, we bed. Me and Woody Fraser, you probably know Woody. Anyway, he's not the legend.
He's not a legend.
No, he's alright. It's just regardless.
And his Facebook profile.
Going up to the people's tents and just going outside their tent and as soon as one tent load of the girls at camp would start squealing, the whole camp would start squealing. It was amazing. So I just
get all the girls.
the moral of the story is to go up to our tent and go, no. And the girls that we went to school with started squealing, then everyone started squealing.
Was he involved with it or?
Yeah, it was the legend of the guy who fucking rode his horse over Armstrong Saddle.
Oh, you
Swooped off.
didn't even tell me that part.
Yeah. It was a ghost story that we got.
Thought you just thought of the noise.
So really, that is
Do those kids know
The
about
DVD
this
was
part of the
scratched at that part.
story? But do the kids that you were scaring know about that part of the story?
Tell us about the legend.
Yeah.
They would just be like, what's going on?
Don't tell us all the parts that aren't about the legend.
You can't scare scare someone with something that you haven't told them to scare them about first. Like, if you're going to scare them, put that part in the story that you tell those kids.
Oh.
Too late, it was a dumb story, mate. I had my chance. I fucking blew it. The segue was meant to be into legends and myths. And ghost stories is obviously,
Can we have a counter come up the bottom of the screen right now, underneath all of us, get a full shot of all of us, and just at the bottom just show like times we've done a proper story fuck up, and put up to 1.
In all the podcasts, we keep ranking our balls.
Yes.
okay.
So we remember the story fuck ups.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
So Seattle growing up
Yeah.
in the Central Coast,
Mid-North Coast.
Mid-North Coast,
Yeah.
Bonny Hills,
Bonny Hills.
Coffs Harbour,
Not
just
Costa.
down the road.
Say his place name.
Would you say there would have been some myths floating around those joints about kids older than you and all those kind of things happening for sure? Growing up in a small town like that,
Yeah, it was.
5 older brothers.
Any scary ones?
Small towns breed the best legend stories.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't.
They don't have the internet to research
There's a
them.
town. There's a road that goes. Hey, we had internet. It's just real slow. There's a road that goes off the highway. If you got the Pacific Highway, the road that turns off to get you to Bonny Hills is called Ghost Road. It's actually called Houston Mitchell Drive.
But Ghost Roads.
But you guys call it Ghost Road.
Yeah, because it's like super windy and there's no lights on the road or anything. It's just like dark and like.
Did you ever freak out in there?
Yeah, I used to freak out heaps. Like I used to be real anxious passenger in a car. So that car
really affected you.
Well, I don't know, but Maddie, my brother Maddie, told me a story once that, and I still don't know, but I still tell people this. It's I reckon it's legit, but it's probably not. He was heaps Christian for a while. I used to go to the Christian.
Maddie was?
Yeah, Maddie J. It was
Did you know him?
Yeah.
it's maybe you guys were I don't know, talking across the ocean, but yeah, he was coming home one night from that, and they were driving. If you can go that way to get back from Port Macquarie, which is where we all went to school and where everything was. So he was coming back from his church or whatever, and his mate was driving along Ghost Road and pulled over and was like, "Oh, I think the tyre's flat. Can you check the tyre?" And turned all the lights off and took off once he got out of the car. So he was just in the pitch black.
Yeah.
Like
And then,
pumpkin.
yeah, totally. And then Maddie, this is a bit that I'm kind of myth a bit. I'm not legit. He said that there was he saw a woman with what are they called?
Lantern?
Yeah, a lantern, in the middle of the road.
Did Matty G start a myth?
He said he wigged out, and I was because that, yeah. So that's pretty much that was the most intense one that I got as a kid. I reckon.
There was heaps. Oh, sorry.
But the Ouija board, did you guys ever call the?
Nah, I'm still real anti.
Yeah.
I feel like they're too scary.
Yeah, that's
I remember when I was younger and
Creepy?
that was spooky.
yeah, it's spooky.
I was going
But
to say, Ken, does yours have any that aren't out of the Bible, like the myths that you had when you were
Those aren't myths, right?
That's legend.
Fact.
No, just fact.
Did you guys, when you had sleepovers, tell scary stories and say that they were fact?
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about all of them, but the one that really jarred me internally was, I remember the story of the lady who was blind and she'd call out for her dog, and to feel comforted, the dog would come and lick her hand, and one night she heard a dripping noise, drip, 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 and she'd, hey, come here, and then lick, 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 and she'd be like, okay, sweet, and then drip, 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 come here, lick, lick, lick. Then the next morning her daughter came over and was like, where's the dog? And she's like, oh, he's all right, he was licking my hand all night. And then the daughter walks around the house and screams, and the blind lady says, what did you see? Your dog's been stabbed through the heart and is hanging from the wall.
Who was looking at
Who was licking her hand? Was it you, Cam?
Me.
Bro, that was flipping. How did she taste?
Sweaty.
Oh, yeah.
Sweaty.
Yeah.
What was your face when you? Can we get a close up here? 1 second. Too? What was your? Okay.
More like this actually.
Whoa!
Oh, bro.
It's like you
Yeah. So that's what I did.
Pardon? Yeah, I got to filter. What about, you know how there's like people come up with myths, like other people or legends. The reason I'm saying this is today I got changed from a person who didn't have an opinion on a Tasmanian tiger to one that believes they exist now. In the matter of like 7 minutes. Just the YouTube videos I watched at lunchtime today.
Yeah.
I sat down, had some fucking old pasta, and I was like,
Yeah.
all right, boom. And then I watched two segments on 2 videos from 2 actual TV programs. Obviously not big enough to have a whole TV program about them. Not enough information, obviously. But they
But enough to convince you.
for a whole TV program. But they had a what's this? They had. Is my microphone on as well? I forgot. Where's the toilet?
Yeah. Dot said it. Yes.
No, they've only just
Anyway,
realised that it's
Sandman
off.
says yes.
Yes. So that I fucked that story.
Welcome, Doc Fox, to the podcast. Ding! New Sandman, Doc Fox.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming to the podcast. New Sandman,
Bit of
killing
behind the
it.
scenes
Yeah,
there.
Foxy.
Anyway,
I'm
so I
new too.
became a believer in the Tasmanian tiger from a couple of fucking YouTube clips.
Yeah.
I've also romanticised about the idea of a big leopard type or panther type creature. Like there's a story about one being in the South Island of New Zealand. They've got stories about them being in Australia. They've got stories about them being everywhere that they're not. I think that's fucking cool.
Yeah.
You know, like,
Are you a Bigfoot believer?
nah, that just seems shit.
What do you think?
Loch
you
Ness
feel,
Monster?
Nah.
Where do you feel you'll sit on the edge on something like? Because obviously with the Tasmanian tiger thing, you wouldn't have been like, oh, if you got switched that quickly, you would have been like on the fence a little bit. What's something you're on the fence on now, like the Tasmanian tiger level, where you could be convinced either way that it's real or not real?
Question.
Ooh. That, like, Caitlyn Jenner has actually gone full veg.
On the spot, and I threw it to him, and he hits it for 6.
What's the?
Yeah, what's the...
I don't know.
No, does she have a dick or a vagina? Like, what's between her legs?
I think, like, I don't know, but I think it's commonly known.
What do you mean?
Yeah, but no one knows.
Everyone knows that how much.
You can lie. You can lie.
If she's got the money, like,
No, she's got the money to lie.
Everyone knows she's had lots of surgery.
Yeah, but she
we don't know
would. She
about
would
the
have because she's...
Someone.
Yeah, but she's also got the money to lie.
She
though.
doesn't wear grey jackets.
Crazy things have happened. Then Caitlyn Jenner lying about not chopping off her dick. I think it could go either way.
Yeah. She's
Never said she's chopped it off.
No one knows.
Yeah, because
no one knows for real. Who's seen it? Until we get first account of someone that's
It's a
seen
conspiracy.
Caitlyn Jenner's vagina, then we have to assume that she still has a dick.
Into the canary cage.
Until we see evidence of the vagina itself.
Why does she have to prove it to us? Like, isn't it saying, yeah, I've
That's
done
what
it?
I'm saying.
It's really got Tim's wine working out.
Tim's just fucking...
That's what I'm saying. Boy, I'm saying that like, yeah, she can know, but we won't ever really know.
She can know, that's alright.
Tim didn't know he wanted it, but he's like, fuck, I wanted this question.
I don't
I'm pretty
know.
sure Tim's words were, oh, I was expecting nothing, but then you hit it out of the park. Or something like that. I'm pretty sure you said that.
I think I said
Can we
hit it
have a
for six.
replay of that right now? Ding? I guarantee you said that.
I hit it for 6 as well. Because you did. Because you hit it for 6, mate, and I really enjoyed that one. It's going to stay with me.
So anyway, anyway, that's something that I could be on the edge about. And
Me too.
But you don't know. What edge am I on? What edge am I on? I'm on veg edge. Like,
You're feeling more that it could be that.
You're on the.
yeah, I'm hoping it could be veg. I'm hoping. I'm hoping it is veg.
It's the same thing, just worded differently.
No. I'm hoping it could be veg. It makes it sound like, can I have it?
Exactly.
It like sound like you want some of that.
Whereas if I said it like, I'm hoping it is veg because then that would be such I don't know whether it is a good thing, but that's such a statement for her.
Yeah, if you're going to make yourself
people in her
veg,
condition.
it's a good thing.
Yeah, I'm hoping that it's all the way like and
With USA.
and she's just like, well, I'm not going to throw away the last photograph of Bruce. Like kind of that is the body's way of not throwing away that last photograph of Bruce.
Or she could just keep that photo. And...
Keep that photo, keep that dick.
I mean, she's still.
No, but she could just keep. She could just keep the photo.
Anyway, yeah.
She can do what she wants.
Like,
But you got into that hard.
you've had to change. As that person, you've had to change as a completely different person.
Pretty quick too.
But still, you'd still be like, I still fucking did that. Like, I accomplished those things that I'm trying to like become a different person from. It's weird.
How about this? How slow would Caitlyn Jenner have to change from Bruce to Caitlyn? Like just change something small. You know, if you get a haircut sometimes, and some people don't know you got a haircut, or you got some new shoes, people don't even notice, or got a new T-shirt, or you're like, oh, I've shaved, and they're like, oh, I didn't even pick that up. How much, and how long, and how little would she have to change each time to get all the way around from Bruce to Caitlyn?
Nah, titties are the kicker. Titties are for damn sure the kicker.
Once you went up and up and up slightly, like, and to the point where it's just a little bit of a change from before that you don't even think about it. But when you think about the whole big picture, and she's like, I'm just going to change my name to Caitlyn. And you're like, Bruce, saw that coming. Or you're like, what? That's so strange, Bruce. You won a decathlon at the Olympics. You know? There's a big difference from
doesn't make sense.
a man that
It doesn't make any sense at all. There's the ramblings of a crazy man.
to go from the man that won the most manliest event at the Olympics. So he is the manliest man in the world.
Okay.
Like when you look at the decathlon, it's the fucking the
athlete's
grand.
been heralded as.
Yeah.
The
So
most
you're saying he's
the
been
most
literally
manly
from one
man.
pinnacle to the other, and where did the
pinnacle
radar?
of women like? But he's gone from exactly like the toughest. He's gone all the way from 10 out of 10
He got in front of that
man,
magazine.
but then he's gone all the way down, or not up. I don't want to
Don't say down.
Yeah, I don't want to get confused with that.
Be careful now.
He's gone, let's just put it on a flat axis. On a flat axis. So he's gone all the way from man at 10. Here, that's 10 of a man. So I'm probably sitting at about a 4.5. Yeah, up to maybe a 4. Timmy's a 2. Cam's like 8. Anyway, and then there's 0 where you're pretty androgynous and you're not a man or a woman. And then there's
Are you putting them in the minuses?
no.
You go for
He started doing. He was like, you go.
And I was like, that's bad, because I don't think
I was like, careful now.
that was just that's shit that I even got to that point. But anyway, 10 that way and 10 that way. It's male and female, but it's looked at on a 10 to 10 scale.
And where did he go from
Where
5
would
to 6?
you put Caitlyn Jenner on the woman scale from 0 androgynous to 10 the womanliest woman of all women?
I don't want to play.
I don't want to play. No, thank you.
But the pussies, he's got 2 or 3. I'm going to say, I reckon she's, in terms of womanliest woman of all women, I'm going to put her at solid 6. And I reckon that's even like Bruce would be pissed off about that. He'd be gunning for an 8. At least. Anyway.
She does look quite classy.
How long would it take someone to change just a little bit that you don't notice?
Answer your own question.
Don't smoke weed, kids. Kia, can you come over and use the microphone and tell us who you think is a legend? I want to hear from you.
So
Edit that out.
let's see what we are about like commonly agreed upon legends, the ones in like pop culture and I guess just pop culture who are generally considered
Like
legends.
Like Ozzy bit the head off a bat or something.
Yeah.
Did he?
Yeah, probably not. Marilyn Manson
Didn't send out puppies? Didn't send out puppies and
didn't
stuff?
send out puppies. Didn't take out a rib and suck his dick.
Would you?
Remove a rib to do that.
If you had heaps of cash and you're like, fucking... And it did not affect you?
Who's the
So I'm thinking cunts like Jimi Hendrix is pretty universally known
Yeah, true.
as there's very few people who go, nah, what are you talking about?
Cher.
Ellen DeGeneres?
What do you mean, Cher?
She had some fucking hits, my friend.
Yeah, she does, but if we're talking about,
She's a legend.
indisputable
She's a
legend.
yeah, Cher. I stand by it.
Fuck off, mate. The woman has been through a lot more, and that's amazing. Like than a lot of people. Like she survived fucking domestic abuse, put out hits, fucking somehow got her husband killed on a skiing field.
She looked great on that film clip with the sailors.
Oh,
damn, she looked good. Legend.
No, you're right.
I'm not
Actually,
familiar.
what was
that?
that?
Can you describe it to me?
Could we play a little snippet of the And we're back.
She's on the fucking frigate with the Navy.
Yeah.
In the Borat costume.
Oh, yeah.
20 years before Borat.
Oh yeah.
And just a little bit of flare outside and
Yeah, you think Cher is a legend or nah?
Yeah, I think she's a legend.
her ass is indisputably a legend.
Apart from Cher and Johnny Hendrix, who else have
He
we got?
said Johnny.
Johnny Hendrix.
Johnny Hendrix.
He went to my school and buses full to die off.
He's not.
Everyone agrees.
What about Doug Hasselhoff?
But Johnny Hendrix, who pushed the boy off the bus and said buses full, is a legend. So we got Johnny Hendrix and Cher. Who else have we got? Paul Collins. Also rode that bus.
Yes, that's yeah.
Yeah.
So, Seattle, thank you for coming on our podcast. This is season 2, episode 2, and I feel like there's such a big difference doing it in the studio with everyone. In fact, we're having guests on now and everything's filmed. We've got Kia behind us there. Thank you so much, Kia. We got Fox. We can do a little turnaround. Fox doing the sound up there.
Hey, Fox.
Yeah, Foxy.
He did well.
He did a very good job. First podcast did very, very well.
Story. Because I went for a piss earlier and I saw Yarp out there and I forgot to turn my mic off, I realised, and I was like, I'm just going to piss through this hole in the gate. And then...
You pissed last podcast with your mic on as
I
well.
told Yarp where I was going to piss. And then I realised I was like, I hadn't turned my mic off, and then obviously it goes quiet, and then I came in and told Fox about it, and so we shared that moment today. But yeah.
It's actually been pretty good being able to look up and sort of gauge where we're at as a podcast.
Yeah. Can we bring the cameras down here and get a good overview from where we stand down here,
There's been
Kim?
a few times that I've
Can you come
looked up
down
and
here?
made sure that Fox is giggling to know if we're on the right track.
Yeah.
It might just become really
This is
niche
our
into
view.
Fox's sense of humour, though. right. We've been doing a podcast. They'll be watching it at home going, man, that was good. But everyone else is like,
We have to
what?
start paying them off to giggle.
Fox, do you have a really niche sense of humour?
Sweet.
Good.
That worked.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for having us.
Just say some.
Can you take us out, Seattle, with a couple of sentences about a legend? Promote anything you want.
Calling us legends too at the same time.
I don't know what to say. I'm
Promote something. Talk about Ernie. Lead us out with something about Ernie.
Something about Annie. Oh no, I want to talk about the burrito I had before.
Sorry.
Yeah, the burrito.
Huh?
That burrito I had before. I would like to promote. Yeah, I'm gonna. Just give me a second. We're gonna get this up on the screen down
Seattle's
below.
wrapping that up. We're going to say thank you to the burrito house that supplied us with
El Sabor by El Cielo. It's the like.
If you need a burrito,
We'll link it down below.
take the words right out of your mouth.
Look at it.
to Seattle, to Bommyknockers,
Yeah,
to legends,
to fucking legend.
and to burritos. Cheers.
Cheers.
Wait, I learned this too also. Never above ya, never below ya, always below ya.
Yeah. I think that's fine.
Good job, guys.
Thanks.